That day Jesus went out of the house and sat by the sea, and a great multitude gathered about him. And he got into a boat and sat down, and all the multitude stood on the shore. And he spoke many things to them in parables, saying, The kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while they were asleep, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went away. And when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, the tares appeared also. And the servants of the master of the house, The Lord, did you not sow good seed in your field? Where did ye have tares from? And an enemy did it to them. And do you servants then want us to go and pull them up? But he will not, lest in pulling up the tares you root up the wheat also. Let both grow together until the harvest. At harvest time I will say to the people, First gather the weeds and tie them in bundles to be burned, but gather the wheat into my barn. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed that a man took and sowed in his field. It is the smallest of all seeds, but when it grows, it is the largest of all garden plants, and becomes a tree, and the birds of the air come and nest in its branches. The kingdom of heaven is like leaven that a woman took and hid in 3 measures of flour until it was all leavened. Which of you, having 100 sheep and losing one of them, does not leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the lost one until he finds it? And when he finds it, he puts on his shoulders for joy. And when he comes home, he calls together his friends and neighbors, saying, Rejoice, for I have found my sheep that was lost. I tell you that there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous people who do not need to repent. A man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Give me the portion of the goods that falls to me. And he divided the goods between them. Not many days later, the younger son gathered everything together and went into a far country, where he wasted his property in riotous living. When he had spent everything, a severe famine arose in that country, and he began to be in need. So he went and joined a citizen of that country, who sent him to his farm to feed pigs. And he longed to fill his belly with the husks that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him any. Then he came to himself and said, My father's hired workers have plenty of bread. I will go to my father and say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired workers. Then he arose and went to his father. And while he was still a long way off, his father saw him, and was moved with compassion, and ran and fell on his neck, and kissed him. And the lad said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you, and am no longer worthy to be called your son. But the father said to his fathers, Bring out the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and sandals on his feet, and kill the fatted calf, and let us eat and celebrate. For this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. And they began to rejoice. Now his eldest son was in the field, and when he came near the house, he heard music and dancing, and he asked one of the servants what this meant. And he said to him, Your brother came, and your father killed the fatted calf, because he had received him back safe and sound. The elder brother was angry and would not go in. So his father went out and begged him to come in. But he said to his father, Look, these many years I have served you, and I have never disobeyed your command, and you have never given me even a young goat, that I might make merry with my friends. But when this son of yours came back, who has devoured your property with prostitutes, you killed the fatted calf for him. The father then answered, Son, you're always with me, and all that I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and rejoice, For this brother of yours was dead, and is alive again. He was lost and is found. For the kingdom of heaven is like a man going on a journey, who called his servants and entrusted his property to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went on a journey. The man who had received the 5 talents went and traded with them and made 5 more talents. The man who had received the 2 talents made 2 more talents. But the man who had received the 1 talent went off and dug in the ground and hid his master's money. After a while the master of those servants came and settled accounts with them. The man who had received the 5 talents brought 5 more talents. Lord, you entrusted me with 5 talents. Behold, I have gained 5 more talents. And his master said to him, Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over few things. I will make you master of many things. Enter into the joy of your master. And the man who had received the 2 talents also came. Lord, you entrusted me with 2 talents. I have gained 2 more. Your master has done well, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in a few things. I will make you master of many things. Enter into the joy of your master. Then the one who had received the 1 talent came to me, and I knew that you are a hard man, reaping where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered. I was afraid, so I took your talent and buried it. Here is what is yours. Then his master answered, You wicked and lazy servant. You knew that I am blind where I have not sown, and gathering where I have not scattered. Therefore you should have given my money to the bankers, and I would have received what is mine with interest. So take the talent from him, and give it to the one who has 10 talents. For the one who has, more will be given, and he will have more. And from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. And throw the unprofitable servant into outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. All these things Jesus spoke to the people in parables. And without a parable he did not speak to them. Explain to us the parable of the weeds in the field. The one who sows the good seed is the Son of Man, and the field is the world. The good seed is the sons of the kingdom, and the weeds are the sons of the wicked one. And the enemy who sowed them is the devil. And the harvest is the end of the age, and the blinders are the angels. So just as the weeds are gathered up and burned in the fire, so it will be at the end of this age. The Son of Man will send out his angels, and they will gather out of his kingdom all the evildoers and the workers of iniquity, and they will throw them all into the fiery furnace. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine forth like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. The kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field, which a man found and hid again. Then, in his joy, he went and sold all that he had and bought that field. The kingdom of heaven is like a merchant seeking fine pearls. When he found 1 pearl of great value, he went and sold all that he had and bought it. The kingdom of heaven is like a net that was cast into the sea and caught fish of every kind. When the net was full, they drew it ashore and sat down and gathered the good into baskets, but threw out the bad. This is how it will be at the end of the age. The angels will come out and separate the wicked from the righteous and throw them into the furnace of fire. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Have you understood all these things?